Hey guys, how are you? I wanted to encourage you with something that God has been speaking to me about, and just this week and yesterday. And so I'm just going to wait for a couple of you to get on, um, and so that I can release this word, because I do believe that it was something that God gave me um, to share with others, and I feel like He also gave me a couple of words of knowledge for you guys. And if you don't know what a word of knowledge is, it's the prophetic, and it is God will give you encouraging words for people, and you just have to ask Him. And it's kind of like when you're at the grocery store and you're talking to the clerk, and you feel like God like gives you an encouraging word to say to them, and then He will give you something like that's in their heart. And so that's something that they're either thinking on right now, or something that's happened to them or whatever. Anyways, He gives you a clue into their life, so that, hi Jenna, He gives you a clue into their life so that you can encourage them. So it's not weird, it's pretty cool. So anyways, I felt like God was showing me that there are people that have forgotten who they are and forgotten what God said for them to do. And I know that, okay, rewind. Let me go back. Hi, Samra. Okay, so I felt like God was showing me that there are people that have forgotten who they are and what He has told them to do or called them to do. And when I wrote down that they've forgotten who they are, it was more like, it was kind of like if you know that you're a teacher, or you know that you have like this thing in your heart, and you know that it's like forgotten who you are in that. Not necessarily in Christ who you are. But so He showed me that there are people that are looking at what others are doing when God already showed you what you're to do. And so your focus has been like, maybe like it's gone towards that, and you need to refocus. So He's saying to look on the things that I've told you that you'll do in your lifetime, instead of looking at the other things that other people are doing. And they can be great things. They can be fun things, and you're seeing like your friends are doing these things, and you kind of might feel left out. Like, I want to do that with them because it looks so fun. But the things that He has for you are so fun, and they're great, and you're going to love them. So just put your focus back on that. And so we were just kind of talking and communicating with each other, and we can get off track with what He's shown us to do. That's easy to get off track, but we can trust Him to nudge us back. And I want to encourage you to let Him speak to you. And it's always great to have Him encourage us back, but He also will send people to remind us. I have people all the time. I have a few that never let me forget what God has spoken to me. And so that is why it's also important to tell other people that you trust that, these are the things that God has spoken over my life. And don't feel, sometimes we can feel like, how am I going to tell somebody these things? They're going to think I'm weird or boastful. But find someone you trust. Like I told my husband the other day, I just went and told him, I was like, look, these are some things that I feel like God's telling me, and I need to tell somebody that their words in my life are important. So I told him it's always good to have that. But those people will always remind you who you are, what you're called to do, and sometimes I even get random texts like with like a picture and like, you're called to do this. So anyways, God is faithful. He won't let you stay off track. And I feel like this is another moment He's saying, get back on track. Because it's not only like it's not a matter of I work for Him and I need to get back on track. It's a matter of He's given you, these dreams that he has for you are things that he dreams with you, and he knows that they will bless you and they're going to bless the world too. And so he loves them as much as you love them, and he wants to see them fulfilled. And so it's more of, hey, you know that great thing I told you? Let's look at that again. So I just had to do this week. A lot of things are going on around me, a lot of opportunities. I have friends who are doing all kinds of fun things, and I'd be like, oh, I want to do that with them. That looks so much fun. And but I was talking to my husband about it, and it would totally take me off track and take away from what he's called me to do and what he's shown me. So I had to do that, and I had to pause and write down all the things that he's put before me right now. And for me, I lead a young adult ministry at my church, and I also have a Freebird Fly, and I have a personal blog and some teachings that he's shown me to do with that. So I had to write those 3 down, and look at them and be like, oh yeah, okay, I see. These are things that are before me right now, and that's where my focus needs to be, and I need to go back to that. So some of you, these are some things that I felt like he was kind of showing me, and that some of you have books that he's shown you in your heart that I know I'm supposed to write a book, and you might be afraid. But there are books. Someone is supposed to start a blog. There's a blog, or you already have one and you should be writing in it. And an online store. I saw an online store, and there's a ministry that somebody is, their focus is supposed to be on a ministry that he's given you to do. And this one's weird, but a dental practice. Don't know where that came from, but there's somebody that God's put on your heart. Maybe you work for a dentist and you're like, I'm supposed to do this on my own, or partner with somebody, or there's something with a dental practice. And then a ribbon shop, which is also very weird. That's not weird, but in other words, that I would just get a ribbon shop. But I felt like it might even be like an Etsy shop, and there's something with ribbon, and then also someone with a recording studio. So those are just some things that I felt like God showed me, that there are people that have had those on their heart, or been told that before, and you need to refocus and go back to that. And so I want to encourage you to write those things down again and see in front of your eyes what he has put before you, then go ahead and move in that direction. And I encourage you to do that today, and just refocus on what he's called you to do, and let yourself see it in front of your eyes, so that you can really look at it and remember and go, okay, now what do I need to do that has to do with that? I also encourage you that once you write those things down, when you put those before you and you keep them before you, when other opportunities come past, you can really look at, does this new thing keep me on track with this? So that's how you can kind of help know if you should be doing the other thing. If it takes you totally the different direction, then you probably need to maybe even put it on a shelf, or just think on it later and ask God, is this a now thing? But if these are the things he's spoken to you now, and this other thing comes up and it doesn't have anything to do with this, and it would take you away from that, then you're probably not supposed to do it. So I want to encourage you with that. This week we're going to be talking about what it's like to be a kingdom entrepreneur, and this is one of the things. Being a kingdom entrepreneur is hearing God for yourself and for your dreams and your businesses. And we're going to be talking about that on Thursday. We have a live at 7 p.m. again, and just what we've gone through and what we've done, and then we want to hear from you guys, so you can comment. But anyways, I see some of y'all are on here. Ilian and Anne. Thank you, Anne. That encourages me. Oh, so he's asked you to write a book and you're constantly procrastinating. Okay, I gotta read this. Yeah. So, okay, I want to encourage you that I know I started writing a book and I started writing it, but there was one way, so I'm in the middle of started writing the book, but there was one that he told me 3 years ago, and he told me I had a dream about it, and somebody else spoke the same thing, and I know I was supposed to write it, and it's like, it's like we don't start, or we need to refocus that. So I had encouragement on writing a book is that just start dumping out everything. Just write. I had a friend tell me just write and just dump it all out until you can't write anymore, and just start like that. So you start. So I know how you feel, and but he's saying to focus. It's time to like really look at the things that he's called us to. So I love you guys. I'll see you on Facebook and Instagram this week, and also on the live if you want to join us. And that's it. All right. I hope y'all are having a wonderful Monday, and